Salty Nerd Podcast. We're talking Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine or the next MCU movie or Ryan Reynolds' pet project. Whatever you want to call it. It's fine. I'm always joined by Dutch Butters is here. What's up, dude?
What's going on? I wish you could like make some claws come out.
You could order those on Amazon.
Post.
Little steak knives. Shink.
We always think about adding stuff to the show, like
After.
props, while we're doing that show.
What would you do with some claws in your hand for an hour, though, while we're talking?
He
probably
needs one
scratch
that's
an itch.
A beer koozie that has the claws would be dope.
Oh, imagine poking your eye with that.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a popcorn bucket to play with, but you know,
With a giant.
all the people that are in charge of popcorn buckets took like 30 of them home, and hoarded them. I guess I can go and eat them.
I don't get the popcorn bucket.
I don't. Yeah,
Is that a thing?
It's a collectible thing.
Is it?
It's
He bought the Ghostbusters one.
Well, yeah, but that's one thing. But I'm talking about people who go just to buy the popcorn buckets.
Yeah. I went to see Longlegs last night, and they had the new Alien movie one.
Romulus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
It's a thing to collect.
I guess.
I've already missed the first of them.
Yeah, I've got too much shit. I can't have popcorn buckets laying around. Jude's here.
Hello.
And Katie's here.
Hello.
There we go.
Feel
Some
like
excitement.
shit, man.
Hey, no, you know what? I want the excitement from the Saturday show to show up on the Tuesday show, motherfucker. He's like, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Salty Saturdays.
That would require
$500
super chats.
Yeah, and I'm also the host of that show. So.
All right. We're talking Deadpool, Wolverine, and heavy spoilers, folks. If you haven't seen it, why not? Go check it out and then come back and watch the review. If not, we are going to be talking about every single detail that we can remember on today's podcast. Jude, you got a synopsis?
I sure do.
Hit me with it.
2024, Deadpool and Wolverine. Rated R with a runtime of 2 hours, 7 minutes. This had a budget of $274 million.
God damn.
What do you think it made so far?
So far, I'm going to say 175.
Yeah, I'm right there. 160, 170.
$444 million.
Whoa!
Is that worldwide? or
Opening
domestic?
weekend?
We went to go see it, but we didn't book our tickets in advance. And as soon as we got there, every single show for the rest of the night, except for the super late ones, sold out. We went home.
I went to
we had to buy them for the next day and then go home and come back.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went to the 7 p.m. showing and I was by myself, fortunately, because I could only get one seat.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to get one seat right in the middle of the theater. Perfect row, perfect seating.
Nice.
My theater was stacked.
Yeah.
And people were cheering. People were laughing out loud. It was I haven't had a theater experience like that since Endgame. It
was fun, right? It
was a blast. It was so fun.
I went on yesterday morning, which was Monday. I went at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the very
on a matinee.
Morning show the other day. The theater was about half full.
Okay.
But this is a Monday morning, 10:30 in the morning. And I honestly got a little bit annoyed. Go figure, right? Be annoyed. But I was annoyed because, and this is I don't know if this is a topic we want to talk about. Probably not. But there was too many parents there.
Oh, with kids.
With little kids.
Yeah, that's not cool.
And I'm not talking 11, 12. I'm talking 5, 6-year-olds. Not cool.
Not cool.
You know what?
Not cool.
I think most normies they see a comic book movie and they just think PG-13.
I don't think that's true. People
can't
be
and that's
ignorant.
not with these. They know.
I think that they like it.
People
and
can
they
totally
say,
be
well.
I actually made a Twitter post.
My 5-year-old says fuck. Oh well.
Well, it shouldn't. You're a bad parent. Sorry.
Don't do that.
Some people suck.
Yeah, I don't let my kids watch my YouTube channel because I swear too much.
It's just he's like, well, our channel isn't for kids.
No, it's not.
Every video we put out is we push the not for kids button.
Right.
Explicit.
Yeah, but it's just something I noticed.
And that's mostly me.
But I had a great time at the theater. People were laughing and cheering, and it was fun. And just
all right.
It was good. It's good stuff.
Where's that synopsis, Jude?
All right, sir. Mary Poppins has lived her whole life in the void with her papa, Nice Pool, until she happened upon an Earth Deadpool and found herself a new papa. The two of them went on adorable adventures and had lots of kisses and lived happily ever after. Also, Logan is Earth Jesus, and Wade got us a new one so our Earth doesn't die, and I hope he took his hair staplers out of his head finally. Discuss.
What the fuck was that?
That was a terrible synopsis.
I don't understand anything she just said.
She was so distracted by that ugly-ass dog.
That dog was awesome.
So was Deadpool.
Is that like a synopsis from Earth 71XB or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the best parts of the movie was when Wolverine stands up with that dog and they all stop firing because they don't want to hit the
yeah.
Stop!
Nobody wants to kill the dog. He's just walking. He's like, what the fuck fuck you guys gonna do? Nothing. Nothing. All right. So the time cops come after Deadpool and say, yeah, and say,
wait. But before we get going here, we have to call out like the obvious nod at the beginning of this movie, which is basically Deadpool desecrating the grave of Wolverine from Logan.
Oh, that opening credit sequence was rad.
Amazing.
It was so rad.
The whole way they incorporated the dance moves, the choreography from Bye 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 in Sync was incredible.
That was not Ryan Reynolds.
It doesn't matter.
That was a stunt double.
It was awesome, but it could have been freaking Justin Timberlake.
Yeah,
but the meta on top of meta on top of meta of this movie was something to behold.
Yeah,
the soundtrack for the Deadpool movies has always been
great.
top notch.
Yeah, this is no different.
You notice they do fighting to music choreography quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Even to Madonna,
like give it to you.
It's so good,
dude. This is what this is the fun about the Deadpool movies is that if you've invested your time and money in seeing all these Marvel shit and all this comic book stuff and all this stuff, you get rewarded by going to a Deadpool movie because you get all the jokes.
Yeah.
It's like if you were completely nothing, you had nothing to do with Marvel, you were, I'm just gonna go to the movies this weekend. You want to see Deadpool, you'd be like, I don't get any of this stuff.
And if you're gonna make a movie that nullifies everything that Logan went through at the end of his life in Logan, this is a fun way to do it.
Yeah, of course they're going to desecrate it. Of course they are. I love that they were like, hey, look, we're going to do this with we're going to treat it respectfully. Actually, we can't. We're just going to fuck it all up. So let's just go have fun.
Okay, so this is a question for him, but you could all probably answer. This is a Disney movie now.
It is.
Right? This isn't a Fox movie.
Nope.
Is that correct?
Fox is dead.
So somebody at Marvel Disney has got the cojones to completely make fun and destroy themselves. Finally.
I think what it was.
That amongst everything else gave me a little bit of hope for the future.
It's a one-off.
Because I think at least somebody there understands that this MCU shit that they've been doing for the last 3 or 4 years is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at least they're aware. So
being aware of the problem is the first step in fixing it.
Right. You have to acknowledge the problem.
And of course, it takes Deadpool to do it.
I completely disagree with
but
on this.
Do you? I mean, I'm not saying
because I don't think the executives had anything to do with it. I think Ryan Reynolds basically started making fun of Disney, and they just couldn't do anything about it.
Okay.
I think
that's cool too. I mean, like, I'm not saying I have a take. I just saw it. Like, I mean, if somebody came into our studio here and said, we're going to make a video, but we're going to completely shit on your studio and the Salty Nerd podcast and what you guys do for the next 45 minutes, would we let them do it?
If they made us $1 billion, yes, we would.
I guess so, but it just seems.
Just have fun with it. But I think what most likely happened, and this is just me speculating on how this all went down. I think when Disney bought Fox and Ryan Reynolds was approached like a Deadpool 3, I think he was probably very clear. Like, look, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it the way we've been doing it. And I'm not going to cater to your bullshit. This is a Deadpool movie. It has to be like the other Deadpool movies.
We're breaking every fourth wall.
We're doing Deadpool. Don't fucking come over here and try to do some nonsense, politically correct crap.
Yeah.
Let me just cook. We're going to do my thing.
We're going to make a movie that you don't want to bring your 4 and 5-year-olds to.
I think that's probably more how it went down. He's like, if you want me to do this, if you're gonna let me make a third movie, you have to let me make a third movie and not fuck with me. And they were like, yeah, all right, fine.
I mean, they make fun of everything in this thing. Everything. It's like, hey, some magic guy with this wrist thing came in and
Marvel sparkles.
Well, they literally gender swapped a professor.
Yeah.
Well, it's his sister though.
Yeah, but it was a gender swap.
She was a cool villain.
Is that a real character in the comic books? His sister?
I don't know. Maybe, probably. It's just, who knows?
I thought they were going to be. I thought she was going to be like another variant of the chick from Doctor Strange.
Wanda?
No, his mentor.
Oh yeah, I did when they first revealed her.
Yeah,
the
bald chick.
The bald chick. Yeah,
Dr.
I can't remember what she is.
Well, I think that's one of the cool things about like if you're gonna do something like a gender swap, you put it in the void where anything goes in the void.
Right.
Yeah.
There's like 30 different or 100 different Deadpools or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, of course there's a female.
And they all work for the villain.
Yeah.
Well, the best part of the void was the Chris Evans cameo.
Oh God,
really?
The flame on part.
I disagree.
Oh no, the cameos are great. Do we want to build up to that?
Yeah, we want to. Hold on. Let's get
Let's go back.
Let's rewind a little bit. Yeah, be kind, rewind. So the movie starts out, Deadpool's kind of, or Wade Wilson is just a sales guy at some low whatever job.
Well, Peter. First he applies to be an Avenger.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and Happy Hogan is like,
which is
get the fuck
hilarious.
out of here, dude.
I don't quite think you're Avenger material.
Yeah.
Basically.
I love that scene. It was a good scene.
But he was also like, you started out as a chauffeur, right?
And then I worked up and I pivoted.
Yeah,
And my career went a different
And
direction.
we have saved. Wait.
Are you an Avenger? Avenger adjacent. It's good stuff. All good stuff. He applies to be an Avenger because his girl, God, what's her name? Vanessa. Thank you.
So hot.
Oh God.
So hot.
It makes me want to go watch Firefly again.
It's the only chick ever that pegged me. I might be down, just for fun. Whatever. You can delete that out of
I feel like it would be fun if she was hot enough.
because she does the pegging in the second one. Or is it the first one?
It's the first one.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that looks interesting. Okay.
International Women's Day.
Yeah.
What was I saying? You totally derailed me.
Sorry.
So he's working at CarMax.
Yeah, he's working on a car. He's a car salesman.
Was it? I guess it is CarMax. I might as well just say CarMax.
And he's in the dumps. He lost his girl. He lost his way. He's not a superhero anymore, I guess, because reasons.
Well, he's put it behind him.
Yeah. He's trying to move on. I think Vanessa was like, "Look, you need to be more. You need to be better. You're letting whatever happened in the second movie kind of like kill your vibe, and we're not vibing as well as we used to be." They were breaking up basically. They want to take a break for a little while. They racial and roasted, and it kind of broke him. And he's like, he was, by all means, he was miserable with his life.
And
right?
he knows that what he had been doing got her shot, got a lot of people killed, and he wants to be like better and be an Avenger, and he can't keep doing what he was doing and keep just like getting innocent people killed or like bystanders or whatever, or even bad dudes.
Yeah.
So he hung it up because he doesn't know how to do it good.
Mm-hmm.
And so he became a car salesman.
And then
he's probably a really good car salesman.
He was terrible.
It was awful. He's swearing in front of the kids in the back seat.
He's like, I haven't had vaginal sex.
Yeah. I haven't had a lot of vaginal sex. And then when they were like, what's the difference between this and the what is it? The Kia something. He's like, this one doesn't fucking suck.
It's the Odyssey because it's the car later.
It's the Odyssey, yeah.
It pays off later.
Every F-bomb and like really bad joke, I was like, wow, Disney movie.
Yeah.
It really was weird.
Disney makes our
yeah, but still, it's an MCU movie. I'm like, okay.
Feige said no cocaine jokes.
Oh, those were great.
It was an official MCU movie this time.
Yeah. And then
it's like Disney's not down with the pegging and
the TVA shows up. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong on this. This is my interpretation of this. So his timeline had no real reason to exist because the antagonist of the movie.
They did some shit with the sacred timeline.
Yeah, the antagonist of the movie was like, look, I need to clean things up. In order to do that, we're gonna cut your timeline off.
No, that's not what happened.
I didn't watch Loki.
So his timeline was dying, and Tom from Succession was like, we're just gonna cut this off like a yellow leaf on a plant.
Well, they were going to prune it, but basically this happens after Loki season 2, where Loki basically creates the Tree of Life, which becomes the sacred timeline. And so what happened is there was a character who was called an anchor character, which basically grounds the timeline. And when Logan died, who was like the anchor character, basically the timeline became unstable and started regressing. And so because it's unsavable, and rather than let people like have like a terrible, horrible, long drawn out death, the TVA agent Paradox wants to prune the timeline just to save like all these people from like a slow 10,000 year like regression on like the timeline thing. And Deadpool,
I think his motivation was a little more evil.
well, maybe, but that was how he explained it. And so like the idea here is basically like now that Loki is kind of like the Time Lord Loki, or like whatever final position he took at the end of Loki season 2, the TVA is back to basically like making sure that like all the timelines are like where they're supposed to be, all the multiverses, all like the variants are not crossing over and all this other stuff. So it's kind of back to business as usual there. But the whole purpose of this was that basically Deadpool's timeline was slowly basically dying.
Unraveling.
Yeah. And they wanted to basically pull him out to be a TV agent, much like they did with Loki, because Paradox thought that he could control him because he didn't care about anything.
Mhm.
But the twist was that Deadpool did care about stuff. And so he's trying to figure out a way to save his timeline before Paradox can destroy it.
So he wants to replace his dead Logan with a different Logan from another timeline.
Mhm.
And Logan's not the anchor character in every timeline, right? It's just
Correct.
happened to be him.
Correct.
So
Just
he could pull him from another timeline without affecting it and put him in this one.
Which was pretty funny, him going through all the Logan.
Dude,
ones.
I gotta tell you, the one
The
where
little-
it's
little
the
short
comic
one?
book accurate Logan, when he was like, "Oh,
you're
no,
cute."
no wonder you're not in the movie." I was like, "Yeah, you're right." Because everybody's like, "Oh, freaking Hugh Jackman's like 6'2". You can't have him be Logan.
It's like,
Logan's
yeah,
5'4".
he
I'm like,
works.
He works. It's fine. Trust
Yeah,
me.
You don't need a dwarf
I love
Logan. out there.
the whiskey dick with the claws.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, the big cameo in that
Henry Cavill cameo.
Oh, that was great.
That was cool.
where
I mean, I had to do a double take on that.
That was him.
I'm like, oh, it is Henry Cavill. Holy crap.
He's out there just working on a motorcycle.
well, they had been kind of like teasing the fact that Henry Cavill should play the new Wolverine,
Yeah.
and so like Ryan Reynolds actually got him to come in for the cameo. But the big thing about that is like, hey, we're going to treat you better than those guys down the street.
Yeah.
Referring to DC.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's true too. And then what other? So he went.
They were playing the Back to the Future song as he was like going through like all that stuff.
Yeah,
Just the stuff in this movie is just next level.
it's good. It's good. I love the old school brown outfit Wolverine.
Yeah.
and how he goes to each Wolverine, they all just kill him.
Yeah.
It's like no questions asked. He's just gonna kill everybody.
And then he ends up recruiting the worst Wolverine.
The worst Wolverine.
The worst Wolverine of all the timelines.
Yeah. So apparently, this story for this version of Wolverine, which we get kind of revealed slowly throughout the movie, he was part of the X-Men, and he basically was just a degenerate drunk and would never show up, never was part of the team. He didn't want to be known as the guy who was part of the
Wouldn't wear the
Mhm.
costume.
wouldn't wear the collar, all that stuff. And something happened. They don't explain exactly
They all
what.
died.
They all died.
Well,
but-
well, they explained that like these human mutant hunters came to
Mhm.
the school, ended up killing everyone when he like was supposed to be there, but he wasn't there.
right.
And if he had been there, kind of like in X2, like what happened in that movie,
Right.
if he had been there, he would have been able to like save the school.
Mhm.
But instead, everyone who cared about him and who he cared about secretly like ended up getting killed.
Right.
And so after that, he went on a slaughter mission, like killed everyone who was responsible for killing the X-Men. And then he just kind of like fell into like a pit of despair where he would just like drink constantly.
But he was known around for everywhere, because every day he'd go to a bar and he's like, "We don't want you here. We know
Yeah,
who you
everybody
are."
hates him.
Everybody hates him for what he did. So he must have done some freaking horrific shit.
Yeah.
But that's basically the Wolverine. This version of Wolverine's storyline is he's just down in the
Doesn't
dumps.
he say at one point, like, because Wade is like, "Oh, you killed all the bad guys," and he says it wasn't just
It wasn't just the bad guys. Yeah. Like he went on like a full rampage.
Yeah.
So Paradox basically kidnaps Deadpool.
Yeah.
And he ends up in the void.
Well, yeah. After Deadpool goes off script, he doesn't do what Paradox wants him to
Like-
do. Then he throws him and the other Wolverine in the
And
void.
he-
And the
breaks
void
Paradox's
is like
foot.
this.
Yeah.
What is the void? The void is like this
It's like a
trash
trash
heap.
heap.
yeah, it's a trash heap.
Well,
Between the
it's
realms.
from Loki. So like
Right.
at the end of Loki season 1, they go to the void.
Mhm.
And in fact, there's a scene in here where they talk about the entity that basically destroys everything in the void. Like,
Like
The
Ragnarok.
lost smoke monster.
yeah. And he says like, "Oh, you mean that thing from Loki season 1 episode?" Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like he specifically calls it out.
Yeah, because nobody fucking watched that show. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, the Lost Smoke Monster, right? I don't know what that
Where we
fucking
have,
thing is.
the legion of lost supervillains
Okay,
and heroes.
this was my favorite part of this goddamn movie, and I'm surprised you think that the freaking Captain or
Are we
the
gonna do
Johnny Storm was the best cameo.
Well, I
No,
like
it
how
was
they
the
teased. I like how they teased it as Captain America.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's wearing
That
like
was
red.
that was
It-
hilarious.
It was legitimately the most surprising one because I think most people had forgotten that he also played Johnny Storm.
Right.
The
I
original.
mean, they
one.
even do like da 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 da. You know, the
Oh, yeah, they do the Captain
America's
America music.
theme, and
Yeah.
like, oh man, he's bringing him back as Steve Rogers. No way.
and then he goes, "Flame on!" you're like,
"Ah."
It was so funny.
And then Pyro from X2 shows up.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen that dude since that
the
movie.
exact same actor. He was
Yeah.
the main character in the 12 Monkeys TV show.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he was like the turncoat dude, right?
Yeah,
Pyro.
Pyro.
Yeah,
He was the
okay.
one who turned against the X.
Right. I thought I recognized him, and then
Well, they also had Toad from the
yeah,
first
I don't
X
think
movie,
it
who was-
wasn't-
I think wasn't it?
It wasn't Ray
Fisher?
Parks.
It's not Ray
I don't think
Parks?
it was
Ray
Ray
Parks?
Parks. It should have been, but I didn't.
really, it wasn't Ray Parks.
I don't think so.
I kind of thought it was.
I thought it was
It
too.
looked a lot like him.
I mean, it could have been all CGI for all I know.
Yeah.
Then we
So-
get Elektra and Blade.
Oh, what?
Dude.
Oh, so stop. So we do get those. What is your favorite cameo of the entire movie?
Fucking Blade.
Yeah, definitely Blade.
Blade.
for
right?
sure, dude. When
Jude.
Well, I loved when he said there's only ever going to be one Blade.
and then he
That
looks
was so
directly at the
good.
camera.
That was
but
so good.
honestly, when Chris Evans says "flame on," it made me laugh so hard because I didn't expect that at all, and that was my favorite part.
I mean,
Okay.
I did like Blade. It was my favorite, but almost as high as my favorite for my favorite cameo was the character that never got a movie.
Channing Tatum.
We got Channing Tatum.
Oh my
A
God,
mutant
so
reimagining with
funny.
Channing Tatum.
Freaking
Gambit.
Gambit,
With the-
which is what he was supposed. There
Yeah.
was years of
I remember.
internet
I remember.
of stuff on the internet about how he's planning to play Gambit. We're all going to go, oh my God, this is going to be the best thing ever. But they put him in the movie.
With
With
the
it was-
worst
it was-
accent
oh, it's so
possible.
terrible.
Worst French
But
accent
it was
possible.
So
no,
good.
that was a Creole accent.
It was-
like a Cajun.
It was so good.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
So-
That was so good though.
but the moment where Wesley Snipes as Blade says,
Yeah.
"Motherfuckers are always trying to
Right.
ice skate uphill," I was like, "Yeah, dude."
I'll tell you, in my theater, man,
It is a
when
goatee
when,
thing.
when they're in that little bunker area and they're like talking to each other and like shooting the shit and they're like, well, who's left? And then the slow motion walk
Yeah.
of fucking Blade and it's Wesley fucking
Are you,
Snipes.
it's like you're telling me that Wesley Snipes can't still play Blade?
Fuck you.
Fuck off. It's like he absolutely can.
Absolutely.
Eh? So
But he walks up. My theater went fucking
Crazy.
nuts, dude.
Yeah.
It was like I couldn't even hear the dialogue. People were cheering so loud.
what do you think of Mahershala Ali or whatever? the
I don't
fuck
give a
he-
shit,
What do you think he's doing at home watching this movie?
dude. That
Oh,
scene,
that really hurts. Right
where they're
now.
like, "There's only one fucking Blade," and he looks directly in the camera. I'm like, "You goddamn right there is."
That's right. Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, baby.
Yeah, but Channing Tatum as
Fantastic.
Gambit,
Gambit
I
was
had
great.
to explain it to Jude because like she wasn't into like all like the background
All the
of,
news and stuff. Yeah,
of
they've
how
been
long he tried to make that movie.
they've been trying to make that movie for like decades.
You know, he probably got that phone call and was like,
Fuck yes. I love the ridiculous comic, like exactly comic book accurate outfit that he was into
That was
with like the
great.
whole neck thing in the head and the goofy hair.
It was nice
Loved
to
it.
see Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer
back
Garner was back as Elektra. I'm down for that. And
Absolutely.
I like
X-32 or whatever.
the
It's
way they
cool.
use these characters is like, look, we never got the ending that we deserved. Let's have the ending
Yeah.
that we deserved. That was that little cherry on top
Yep.
for these characters. Like, it's not just a throwaway cameo. This is a movie made for the audience that loved those characters that never got the ending they wanted.
I'm still
it
trying
was
to-
it was like, God, it was
I'm
so
still-
good.
I'm just still got it going through my brain. It's only one Blade. Only one person's ever going to play Blade. Or whatever what it was said,
Yeah.
you know. It was just so good.
It was
Just
great,
like,
dude.
Oh my
I
God.
love it. Yeah, that whole bit and Gambit being like the guy who has the alcohol, the drink, and then Wolverine just keeps drinking his alcohol. And he's like, "Hey, brother, you gonna?" I can't do a fucking French accent, but
You know,
he's
they,
like,
they even did his like card
the
throwing.
card throwing his eyes glowed. It was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, it's so spot on. I loved it. Good stuff.
I don't know if I could watch a whole movie of that though.
No.
The more interesting thing about this movie is that there were actually, you know, for Wolverine and for Deadpool, there was like complete character arc for both.
Right.
And there was actually a moment like in the middle of the movie where Wolverine basically shuts Wade Wilson up. He's the only character that
Mhm.
can do that. And
Mhm.
basically like he hits all the pain points. That leads to like probably one of the most awkward fight scenes ever
In
on
the
the
car?
screen.
In the van?
In the car, yeah.
Hilarious.
But it was so well done.
Mhm.
And then like they reveal that like, yeah, after the fight's over, Wolverine's passed out and Deadpool's just like wrapped up.
He's
in-
wrapped up in
Wrapped in
seatbelts. Dude, I'll tell you that rant that Hugh Jackman went on,
So-
just talking mad shit,
Right here, man.
bro. My theater, look, in comparison to when Blade shows up, right, and everybody's like, "Oh my god," and they're all laughing at Johnny Storm and all that shit. When Hugh Jackman went on that rant, fucking pin
Silence.
drop,
Yeah.
dead silent, and I heard some dude in the back go, "God damn." I was like, I know, right? Like, holy shit, dude. Like, he called everything out, everything. And he just like laid it on him. And Deadpool was just like, fuck. Man.
No, he's like, we're gonna fight now.
Yeah.
Just dead serious.
We're gonna
Yeah.
fight now. Yep.
Yeah, it was
stuff.
great. It's crazy to me that how the people behind this movie, like whether it's Ryan Reynolds who actually wrote it, I know he had like a team of writers on it, but like you can make a fucking good comic book movie and have it hit home and hit the heart, make you laugh, make you cry, make you do all this stuff. It's
Make you a lot of money.
fucking possible. I don't know why Marvel can't figure it out.
Because it's like people who are making the movies want to teach us a lesson.
Right.
And if we don't like it, then we didn't get the lesson.
Right.
And nobody's really making movies for the people watching the movies anymore. But this is an example of how you can get it done. And it's still making you all that moolah that you want so bad and appeasing the people who want to see it.
I mean, this is a $1 billion movie, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but honestly, like, you know, even though the cameos were fun, the core of this movie is that it's a buddy comedy, and it's a bromance in a way. Because like the climax of this movie, I thought was fantastic. Like where Deadpool and Wolverine basically have to team up to save like the entire universe or timeline or whatever. And it was done in such a funny way with that Madonna song and like all this stuff. But it was resonant. It was like emotionally resonant where like you saw these two characters come together and they were willing to sacrifice themselves for the greater good together.
Did you guys notice they used the Guardians of the Galaxy gimmick? Where they're like, if one person can hold the Infinity Stone, it'll kill him. But if they all hold hands together, the power of love can save the universe.
Well, I told you, I think one of my favorite parts of the movie was when, you know, Wolverine puts his claws into that antimatter chamber and like his shirt just explodes.
and Deadpool's looking at him like, God damn you.
Especially because like he had made a joke earlier about how like he let himself go.
No, it wasn't just you let yourself go.
He like worked out hard for this movie.
No. Dude, did you guys get the reference about the divorce? So Hugh Jackman had been married for forever. Like he got married young and he's been married to the same woman for years and years and years and years. They just recently got divorced.
Oh, that's too bad.
And when he's like, yeah, you let yourself go after the divorce, I was like, holy shit. I could not believe they made that joke in the movie. Standing right next to Hugh. And I'm like, fuck, dude.
But that's what's good about it.
I mean, I get it.
The size of that guy's arms.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm shocked that he went that personal in a joke in a movie with Hugh Jackman right there. I was like, hey man, fuck, bro.
You can get personal with me.
I get it. I get it, man.
I will say that was one thing that annoyed me about the movie. All of the stuff that took me, like the references that took me out of us being in a superhero movie. Like when Wade would say, "I'm telling Blake," I was like, "No, be Wade."
No, I like that. Okay. I like that a lot.
And then
I like
the
fourth wall
he was like, "Come on, Hugh." I was like, "God damn it, no."
So like the big fight climax of the movie was actually the Deadpool squad showing up.
Right, yeah.
And there were 3 major cameos in that scene as well. So Blake Lively was
Lady Pool.
Lady Pool.
She was Lady Pool?
Yep.
I did not know that.
I texted that to you yesterday.
Oh, I didn't.
I read that. I know.
Nobody ever reads my texts.
I'm like, dude, man.
Well, also you could just tell like by the way she was walking and stuff like that. Like it was very obviously like Blake Lively. But then like Cowboy Pool was Matthew McConaughey.
Didn't sound like him at all.
What? Really?
Yeah, it was Matthew McConaughey.
That's pretty cool.
And there's one more.
And there's one more.
And Head Pool was Nathan Fillion.
The one with the little helicopter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Nathan Fillion.
I didn't know that either. That's
From your favorite show?
Firefly. Captain Reynolds.
Yeah, okay.
Cows in Space.
Who worked with Vanessa.
My favorite character was Dogpool.
So. Oh, God, that thing is so fucking ugly.
Let's talk more about Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins.
Well, I thought it was really funny how Nice Pool, like he's being used as a human shield.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, when does your regeneration?
He's like, what do you mean? What do you
He's
mean?
like the only Deadpool that doesn't regenerate.
Yeah. Because everyone likes him so much, they don't want to like fight him.
That was great. And then he keeps getting the shot.
CG'd his face weirdly, right?
Oh, yeah. It looked strange. It looked younger. Like it was like Van Wilder young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was the joke, though.
It's got
supposed to be Van Wilder.
long hair.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. It was a good
Dogpool, man. Every time Dogpool would come on, it'd be like Ryan Reynolds or Deadpool be, oh my God.
They stopped the movie. They stopped the fucking movie.
They start playing like a ballad, like I just died in your arms tonight.
And who was his best friend? Was it Ted?
Peter.
Peter. Yeah. So when Peter shows up, everyone's like, we all have a Peter.
Yeah. Everybody loves Peter.
Giant balls bulging through. Like, Jesus Christ.
And the TVA lady was like, yeah.
God damn, you look good in that suit. It's ridiculous. It's just as corny and goofy and stupid as all the other Deadpool movies. It's right in line with them.
Yeah.
It hit all the marks. It did an excellent job. It was a fantastic summer comic book movie. I have no gripes.
No,
I had
don't
a
either.
fucking great time.
Me too.
And I think the story was solid. I think bringing Hugh Jackman back, even though
it is a, as our friend Tom Connors says, it is a island in a sea of piss.
Yeah, no shit.
of what's going on in the Marvel
For real.
universe.
I don't even consider this to be a Marvel movie. I know technically they own them, but I'm like, this is a Deadpool movie. Deadpool movies are on like their own little thing.
Keep doing this till he's 90.
That was great. You're gonna keep doing this till you're dead.
This was the last 20th Century Fox movie.
Well, what do you mean?
I thought this was a Disney movie.
No, it is, but like it was all 20th Century Fox properties, and basically after Disney bought 20th Century Fox, they made a reference to it where like the logo
it was in the background.
Fantastic.
It was basically buried in no man's land. Well, and during the credits, they played like a lot of behind the scenes stuff of like all the like the old Fantastic Four.
That was good, dude.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
crazy.
That fucking hit me in a weird way.
Yeah.
I was watching that shit. I'm like, oh man, I grew up watching. All that.
And Sean Levy, who's the director of this, along with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, all came out and basically said this was our send off to the 20th Century Fox era. So like this is, even though it's a Disney movie, technically it's like the final 20th Century Fox movie because it was basically meant to be like a
just
farewell.
20th Century Fox still has all the Spider-Man stuff, right?
No, that's Sony.
Or Sony. Okay.
Yeah.
I get them.
20th Century Fox had Daredevil, Blade, the X-Men, and Fantastic Four.
But we still have, stuff like Kraven and Venom.
That's
Sony. Venom's Sony.
And Kraven Sony too.
Yeah, anything tied to Spider-Man.
Madam Web 2. I still haven't seen one yet.
I think this is I do not think this is going to save the Marvel universe in no way, shape, or form.
It's a peak in the timeline.
Yeah.
It's a vergence in the Force.
If they were smart, they do what DC did with James Gunn, where basically they would pull in Ryan Reynolds to oversee the Marvel Universe storyline instead of Kevin Feige.
I don't know if I want him to do the whole entire MCU. I think he needs to just stick to his
I do want to say this. I think as a fan who's frustrated with where Marvel's taking things, I felt like when I was watching this movie that Deadpool, and by extension Ryan Reynolds, was the voice of the frustrated fan.
I feel like Ryan's one of us. Yes.
I think he just sees obvious shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to say he's one of us. I don't think he's a nerd, but
I kind of do think he's a nerd.
The thing about Ryan Reynolds is, number one, he cares about comic book accuracy. Because there were a lot of like comic book accurate stuff that was going on in this movie.
Yeah.
But he also knows what the fan base wants.
I want to see him and Henry Cavill.
Yeah, because he was always a fan of Deadpool, and he always wanted to play Deadpool. So this is like his dream being realized, and yeah, he's going to be respectful of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's things like that. Like when it comes to like Henry Cavill with The Witcher.
Yeah.
Like he loves that franchise, and he was like, "I'm so excited."
If you can't do it right, I'm out.
Exactly. Yeah, and I feel like Ryan Reynolds is kind of in the same bucket. He's like,
it got canceled.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for sure. The one with the Hemsworth kid.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to watch that.
I think they did one season of it and then they canceled it.
I don't even think that season's been out yet.
It's not out yet.
Yeah.
Season 3, right?
Nobody's going to watch that shit.
No.
I didn't even finish this.
I didn't finish the second one either.
I didn't finish the second.
It was the third season.
Was it the third?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think of all the people out there, like I think Ryan Reynolds is in the same category as like a Henry Cavill when it comes to like, hey, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right because I'm a fan of this stuff. Right. And I'm not going to follow your freaking bullshit rules that are going to ruin it and make it terrible. I don't want to do that. That's a dumb idea. And it is. And they have to see it hitting their freaking bottom line at some point.
I need to go watch the movie again just so I can like follow up and find the Easter eggs and jokes.
Oh, they're everywhere.
It's like Rob Liefeld's feet shop. Because the joke is that Rob Liefeld is can't draw feet. So there's a store at the end of in the Deadpool scene.
Really?
Yeah, where it's like the store is called Rob Liefeld's foot store or some shit like that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It's pretty blatant. I'm surprised.
I didn't notice it.
But there's that there's just stuff polluted in this entire movie that I probably haven't seen.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to. I really. This is the first movie in ages that I legit want to go back and rewatch. And I don't think that'll.
And they're going to follow it up with Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah, no, don't care.
I'm not watching that shit.
That's just
and the Agatha TV show.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch.
I'm in for Agatha.
I know.
Like I said, like
I like witches.
It's a island in a sea of piss.
Yeah,
and
it's a one-off, but I'll take a one-off, man. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I would love to go see it again if you want to. If we can have time to go check it out again, I'll watch it twice in the theaters. It's a really, really fun movie.
I feel like if this movie had been after Endgame and launched the next phase of Marvel, it would have been
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. What do you give it for a score there, Alex?
I think I rated it on Criticlist. Go to criticlist.com. Good friends of ours over there that run that app. I think I rated it at like 90. Yeah, 95%.
Wow. That's
95%.
That's almost a 5. Is that a 5-star?
It's a 5-star for me. Yeah, 95%. I don't know why the 5%'s not there. It's just because it feels too gross to give it 100%. Yeah, I had a blast. I have no complaints whatsoever. I think everything was spot on. I think Ryan Reynolds did a great job. Hugh Jackman being back is always good. They used the characters properly. They made the right jokes. They brought fucking Blade back.
Blade.
Yeah, it's all good.
Gambit's in this movie.
Gambit, for whatever reason, Channing
Yes.
Tatum was Gambited in this movie. Yeah, great. I had a fantastic time. Cannot recommend it enough. How about you?
I'm not gonna give it a 5-star, but I'll give it a 4.5. I'll go 4.5 stars easily. I had a great time.
Half star
with
for
this
boobs,
movie.
right? If there was boobs in it.
If it was boobs, there would have been 5 stars
Okay.
easily. Yeah. Great time. I love the humor. I love Ryan Reynolds. I love what he does. I love the just there's really not a whole lot about this movie I don't love. It was super fun. I would have liked to see more out of Vanessa. I don't quite understand what was going on there. She was kind of like being mean to him. You know, I would have liked to have seen the dude from the bar. You know, the guy.
Oh, they don't work together anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
TJ Miller.
kind of hate
TJ
each other,
Miller hates fucking Ryan Reynolds.
which was sad, but I like their chemistry on screen.
In the first Deadpool movie, during that scene where they're at the bar
Yeah.
together, I guess Ryan Reynolds apparently
You know, maybe
allegedly Ryan Reynolds went on some kind of a crazy rant as Deadpool, talking mad shit
no.
about TJ Miller
Well, that-
for like 45
they
minutes.
should have just like left that in the movie.
It just roasted the fuck out of
Maybe they should have put Rob McElhaney in the movie.
Yeah, the
You
thing about
know,
TJ Miller
something-
is like every project he works on, somebody like slights him or something like
Yeah.
that. And it seems to me it's more of a TJ Miller problem than it is.
Yeah,
like
maybe he
someone
needs to
else.
like buck up. You know,
I
whatever.
mean, it was the same thing with Silicon Valley, where
Mm.
basically like he got fired like I think in season 4 or something like that, and it was basically because he just stopped showing up on set,
Mhm.
and people were like, "Dude, you're like holding up like."
It would have been really cool if they had like brought like Gina Carano or somebody in for a cameo.
Well, she was in the first Deadpool.
Yeah, I know. That's why
Yeah.
they should have brought her back.
Oh,
You know,
that
but
would have been a
that
big
would have been
slap.
really cool.
That would have
you
been
know?
dope.
Right, it would have been right in line.
Put him in the void.
Fuck yeah,
That would have
dude.
been fucking awesome.
Yeah, but yeah,
Disney's not going to do that shit. No.
4.5 stars.
Yeah.
It's really close to a 5. I had a great time. I hope they make a Deadpool 4.
Okay.
So maybe they probably never will. But I would like to see
if
it.
this makes $1 billion, they're definitely making it.
So
Jude, how about you?
90. I feel like this is the first superhero movie or show that has been like since Endgame that has been super enjoyable.
Mhm.
Like I had a great time throughout the entire movie. And you guys know this isn't my shit. This
Right.
isn't like oh, there's a superhero movie, we gotta go watch it.
Yeah.
You even asked me, you were like, do you have any interest in watching that? And I was kind of like, yeah, okay. So this isn't my shit. I had a great time. I think it's a lot of fun. Couple of things that are just my own pet peeves that kind of took me out of it. I agree with you. I didn't really like what they did with Vanessa's character,
Mhm.
but overall, so much fun. The cameos were fantastic. It's so nice to see like Elektra again and Blade and like all of the references to other movies and stuff that they've done in the past. It was so much fun. I had a great time. Definitely worth a rewatch. And I loved the dog. And I
dog
would
was
give this
awesome.
movie 4 Mary Poppins.
Nice. All right. 4. Katie, how about you?
Yeah, so this is one of those rare instances where in a trilogy, the final movie is actually better than the second one. 'Cause normally, like, first one's good, second one's the best, third one's eh.
Mhm.
But this one just blew Deadpool 2 out of the water, in my opinion. And it was strictly because it was a bromance between Deadpool and Wolverine, these two characters that everyone loves. And they finally came together, and it was like, it was really fun to get to see their relationship kind of like, evolve and stuff like that. And it was, like you said, it had humor, it had heart, it had action. It was everything that you wanted from a
Right.
comic book movie. And I too loved Mary Poppins, along with like the Deadpool squad and like all the references to like the X-Men stuff. Like, for instance, the Juggernaut in this one was the X3 Juggernaut as opposed to the Deadpool 2 Juggernaut. and stuff like that. Which,
Not the same actor though, which was disappointing.
yeah, unfortunately they couldn't get the actor back, but he had like the same stupid helmet that he was wearing in X3 and all that other stuff. So
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
yeah, Vinnie Jones, I think.
Yeah.
I love
played
I
that
love
guy.
the effect they did when Mrs. X
X-23.
would put her fingers in the dude's brain.
Oh,
her fingers
yeah.
were creepy.
That was gnarly.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
He's like,
God.
she's like, I have to get my hands dirty.
But the thing that put this movie over the top for me was Wesley Snipes
Mm.
coming
Oh,
in as
yeah.
Blade, saying his signature phrase.
I didn't see that coming
Me neither.
from a million miles away.
Me neither. I'm so glad they kept it on the road.
And that was
And if you haven't
awesome.
seen the movie yet, we're sorry we spoiled it for you. It's
Yeah.
really fun to watch it anyway.
And the after credit sequence where Deadpool proves that Johnny Storm actually said all the things that he
Yes,
repeated.
was
yes, that was great.
Kudos to Chris Evans for like playing along with that. Jesus, dude.
That was fantastic. So there were so many great moments in this movie, and it was just enjoyable. And like you, when June and I went into the theater, and I said, I'm so excited to actually be watching a movie in a sold out theater
Mhm.
because there's just something about the energy of the audience reacting
Right.
to like a
Yeah.
good movie
Yeah.
that you can't get at home, right? And this is something that's going to kickstart the theaters. It's going to breathe new life into Marvel, even though Marvel really had nothing to do with this movie. But overall, like I'm with my wife here. It's a very solid 4 stars. Like I loved my experience watching this movie.
Cool. Good deal. All right, guys, that's it for Deadpool and Wolverine. You look confused. What happened?
So I got YouTube playing
Uh-huh.
on my iPad here in front of me.
I was going to say, how are
And
you
and
watching
somehow I just typed in Deadpool 3, right? And
He's
it's
playing
been
the whole movie.
the whole movie.
You got the whole movie on
There's-
YouTube?
There's a rip right now. It looks like a screen cap.
Look,
Somebody's watching the movie right now. I was like,
show 'em.
No way.
I'm watching a bootleg of the movie right now.
What?
on
Download that shit before it gets
YouTube,
removed.
dude. So it's wild.
Yo, send it to me.
Link in the description. No, I'm kidding.
For real. That's hilarious.
Well, at least now we can get some contextual clues.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching the podcast. Appreciate it. Comment below what your rating is for Deadpool and Wolverine, and we'll talk to you soon. Stay salty. See you next time.
Some motherfuckers still trying to ice skate up here.